So Cardano ADA has moved more than 18% to the upside, and the question is, are we going to see a reversal, or is this just a fake pump and there's still more room to the downside? Now, as you guys know, I've been tracking this WXY structure within this wave 2, and so effectively we are in a correction, and ADA has the potential to reach this region here between 36.95 cents to 41.84 cents. Now, it is possible that the Y wave truncates and we get a double bottom where the Y wave more or less sits at the same level as the W wave. And so it's possible that this wave structure is now complete and we see moves to the upside. However, there's still more potential to the downside. Now, if I go down to the hourly chart, what you can see is within this fifth wave, or within this Y wave rather, there's a 5-wave move. And there's two scenarios potentially playing out right now. One of which is that the third wave is now complete and we have this fourth wave, and then there's still another move to the downside to then complete this fifth wave. Now, the third wave typically retraces anywhere between 1.236 to 1.618. So if I use the fib retracement tool, and bring that down here, what you can see is the 1.618 retracement level sits at 50.77 cents, whereas the price of ADA ended up reaching 51.1 cent. So it sits above the 1.618 retracement level, which it typically hits, but it sits usually within 1.236 to 1.618. And so it's possible that the third wave is now complete, and then we have this move to the upside to then complete the fourth wave, and then there's a final move to the downside to then complete the fifth wave. And this fifth wave typically retraces anywhere between 1.236 to 1.618 of the fourth wave. So ADA has the potential to reach anywhere between 46 cents to 49 cents. Like so. So if I drag that to over there, and then you have this fifth wave here. So it's potential that will go deeper. Now, the other scenario could be that the third wave is still in play, where the third wave potentially reaches the 1.618 retracement level or extends beyond that level. And so effectively what you'd have within this wave structure is a 5-wave move within a third wave. So if I draw that in, so you have your wave 1, your wave 2, your wave 3, your wave 4, and your wave 5, and that would then complete the wave 3. So you have something to this effect. So if I drag that to there. So something to that effect, where the wave 3 can go deeper, and then you have your wave 4 and your wave 5 to play out. Now, there are two key levels to be keeping an eye on, one of which is this level here at 62.96 cents. And so for this wave structure to be valid for the first scenario, where the third wave is complete, and then we have this fourth wave to complete, and then we have this final fifth wave, where it could potentially reach this region here. So the fourth wave cannot cross the wave 1. So in Elliott Wave Theory, whenever you have a 5-wave move, like so, the fourth wave is typically the shortest wave, and it cannot cross the wave 1. So it can't extend beyond that wave 1, like so. And if it does, then that makes this wave structure invalid. Now, for the second scenario, in fact, I might as well just keep that there for now. What we can't have is ADA cross this level here for the same reason that I mentioned here, where we can't have the fourth wave cross our wave 1, like so. And if that happens, then again, the wave structure will become invalid. And that would then lead to another potential scenario that'll be playing out, and that is a WXY structure within the Y wave, where effectively what you'd have here is a WXY structure, and then a potential WXY structure, and then another WXY structure to the downside, which would then form a bigger WXY to the downside. And so 2 key levels to be keeping an eye on short term, and that's these 2 levels here, anywhere between 61.3 cents to 62.96 cents. So if ADA crosses these 2 points, then a 5-wave move within this wave Y becomes invalid, and a potential bigger WXY structure is in play. Or the Y wave has truncated and we get a double bottom, like I talked about over here, where the Y wave more or less sits at the same level as the W wave. And so me personally, I am targeting this range here for the reasons that I mentioned, I believe, on Friday, where in the past 100% of the times that the 50 EMA has crossed the 200 EMA, that has led to a negative reaction on the price of ADA. So for example, back in May, I believe, we had the 50 EMA cross the 200 EMA, and that then led to this downward action on the price of ADA. And same can be said back in, I believe, November or December of 2021, where the 50 EMA ended up crossing the 200 EMA, which then led to this downward action on the price of ADA for an extended period of time. And yeah, it's happened multiple times, like over here. 50 EMA ended up crossing the 200 EMA, that then led to this downward action. And same can be said over here too. And so, yeah, I'm anticipating a repeat of what has taken place already in the past. And it will be interesting to see if ADA actually reaches this region here. And nevertheless, this will still be a good opportunity to be dollar cost averaging, even if we don't reach this region here. And yeah, I'll be making the most of this opportunity personally. And so yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.